A single falling leaf can signal the arrival of an entire autumn. The ancient masters often whispered that the tongue is a sharp knife. It kills without drawing blood. Yet, in our noise-filled world, we rush to speak, to defend, to prove. We trap ourselves in webs of our own words, entirely unaware that the most profound architecture of human power is built out of absolute stillness. The wise scholar sat by the river, watching the chaotic current sweep away heavy branches, while the deep, unmoving bedrock beneath remained entirely untouched. But what if your constant need to explain yourself is actually the very thing draining your respect? Most people believe that speaking up shows strength, but the psychological reality is far more terrifying. Every time you react instantly to an insult, or desperately try to correct someone's twisted perception of you, you are quietly handing them the remote control to your emotional state. You are giving away your scarce energy for free. The young warrior learned this the hard way, standing in the crowded marketplace, his chest heaving with anger as the villagers laughed. He wanted to scream. He wanted to fight. He wanted to tear down their lies with 1,000 words. Then, the old master gently placed a weathered hand on his shaking shoulder and whispered a secret that changed everything. The old master smiled, his eyes reflecting the deep gold of the setting sun, as he looked at the young warrior's tightly clenched fists. "True strength," he whispered, "is not the roar of the thunder. It is the silent lightning that splits the sky without a sound. When you scream back at the world, you are merely drinking the poison they poured for you." The warrior looked down at the earth, feeling the heavy fabric of his tunic rise and fall with each slow, painful breath. The laughter of the marketplace still echoed in his mind, like a sharp thorn scratching against the walls of his heart. He asked, "How do I defeat an enemy who fights with words when my sword is forbidden to strike?" The master pointed toward a small, fragile spiderweb glistening with morning dew in the corner of a stone wall. "Look closely," he murmured. "The spider does not chase the fly. It does not run across the wall to argue with the wind. It builds its beautiful, fragile home, and it waits. It allows the universe to bring everything it needs, entirely through the power of perfect, motionless patience." But what the master said next sent a cold chill running straight down the young warrior's spine. He leaned closer, his voice dropping into a low, terrifying whisper. "The danger is not that they lie about you. The true danger is that you will begin to believe their lies just to make the pain stop. In that moment, you become your own executioner." The warrior gasped, his eyes widening in sudden realization as a heavy raindrop fell from the sky, hitting the center of the spiderweb and shattering the delicate threads into nothingness. He realized that his impatience had already broken something beautiful inside his own soul. He looked at his hands, suddenly terrified of the destructive power hidden within his own silent anger. The master reached down, picking up a single, wet fragment of the shattered web, holding it against the gray light. "True power is not found in preventing the storm. It is found in becoming the space through which the storm passes." The young warrior looked at the broken threads, his breathing finally slowing down, the tension leaving his shoulders. He understood. To fight the noise is to validate it. To remain completely unmoved is to dissolve it entirely. He closed his eyes, letting the cold mountain wind wash over his face, realizing that the chaotic voices of the marketplace no longer held any weight. They were merely smoke, drifting through an empty sky. But as they turned to leave the mountain peak, a dark figure emerged from the heavy mist, holding a rusted iron blade. The warrior did not reach for his sword. He stood perfectly still, his eyes fixed on the attacker, his expression completely blank. The attacker lunged forward, with blind fury, swinging the weapon wildly through the air. Yet, the warrior simply stepped aside, a fraction of an inch, letting the blade pass harmlessly through the empty air. The momentum sent the attacker crashing into the mud, exhausted, defeated by nothing but his own uncontrolled rage. The master smiled, looking at the quiet path ahead. A single falling leaf had indeed signaled the arrival of an entire autumn. The tongue is a sharp knife. It kills without drawing blood, but only if you allow yourself to be cut. But as the mist finally cleared, the warrior noticed a strange, ancient symbol carved into the master's old wooden staff, a symbol that changed everything he knew about the master's past.